Stephen, Noise Engineering. We're here at NAMM again, and you've got some new stuff to show us, right?
Indeed, we have a lot of new modules coming out this year. We'll start with the Curses Iteritas. Let's see here. Okay, got some sound. So this is an oscillator coming out in February. It uses orthogonal functions to generate waveforms. There are 3 modes, each with different sets of functions. The current mode is the Fourier mode, which is familiar to most people. It's just sine waves, so it's adding a bunch of sine waves to produce the output. The controls are sort of like a bandpass filter. You have a center for the spectral center width, which increases the or decreases the width that is added up. Tilt actually makes the spectrum asymmetric. And then structure actually blends between even and odd harmonics. There's a built-in wave folder because it's awesome. And then the edge control adds a bunch of harmonics, essentially by making the reconstruction filter worse. But you get a bunch of harmonics above the fundamental that sound really cool. So the 3 modes are all kind of similar control, or same controls, different structure or different character. So I'll just kind of give you a is the 3rd mode. Okay, so that's Curses. The second one I'm going to show, let's look at this clock real quick. So we're going to come out, thank you. The Horologic Solem, it's a 4 HP master clock. It's just a very simple clock for driving rhythm modules. Has a built-in 4-step clock divider. There's actually switchable three switchable rope modes, a continuous tempo control. You can actually feed a clock in if you want to override it. And then the divider has 3 modes. You can divide by powers of 2, divide by odd numbers, or divide by powers of 4. There's also a very simple expander that just gives a bunch of useful but fixed divisors out. Okay.
So sorry, going back to the Curses.
Oh yeah, Curses is February. It'll be $355 when it comes out. The Horologic Solem will be probably early summer. We don't know the exact price yet on that guy.
Excellent.
Next, Loquelic Iteritas Persido. Okay, so this. So when the Loquelic Iteritas came out, a lot of people started using it as an oscillator for drum sounds. So we decided to make a module to do just exactly that. So this is the same core synthesis as Loquelic Iteritas, but with a built-in envelope that you can route to all of the parameters of the LI. So let me turn this down a little bit. Okay, so you can route the envelope to the pitch, for example, or say olive or fold. So it makes a wide variety of really aggressive, really gnarly sounds. This we're hoping to have out by June. The retail should be $555. That's not, it's set in stone, but that's our current guesstimate.
So it looks like you've got kind of CV for everything.
Correct.
Right?
We added CV. Every switch can be CV'd on the Persido. Since the panel was a little bigger, we could actually add the jacks to control the switches, which we just weren't able to do on the original Loquelic. So. Yeah, you can CV the algorithm, you can CV the master switch. There's also a 3 envelope mode, which you can also CV control. You can put it into 3 running mode.
So then it's just essentially like a...
It's like an LI, but the trigger still triggers the envelope to the parameters. Yeah. Yep. Indeed. Cool.
Excellent.
Okay. The next stop on our tour is, let me dial that guy in. Okay. Mimetic Secret, this one will also be out in February. This is a 6 HP CV recorder randomizer. It's sort of, if you've ever used a Turing machine, like that was one of the kind of pillars of the way this works. the sort of just the notion of like having a one knob randomizer. It has 3 patterns you can switch between with the top switch. You can copy a current pattern to the other 2, so we'll do that real quick. Once you say have something you like, you copy it, you can then produce variations. For example, the randomization, as you turn the knob up, it affects both how often it randomizes and how it randomizes. So there are 3 different randomization modes, 2 of which take into account that the CVs are actually for pitches. So instead of just randomizing by distance, it will actually do things like reuse the same note from a different part of the sequence, or take a different note and offset it by a 5th or an octave or some other like very consonant randomizations. So you can make like really musical randomizations. So I have it on a very short pattern right now just to make the demo somewhat more obvious, but each of the 3 patterns can have 64 steps. There's also a built-in 12-tech quantizer, and you can also record CVs in if you want to pull, say, from a more normal analog sequencer or something like that. The patterns save to flash, so you can power cycle. They come back the way they were, so you can get 3 patterns you want and then go to your gig.
When you're recording the CV in,
yeah.
how long can you record for? Is it
it's 64 steps.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not super long. It's not.
And the steps is just based on what the clock is coming into.
Correct. Yeah. Every time it gets, if you're in record mode, it will record when you get a beat clock. Yep. There's actually 2 record modes. One that will record for as long as you're in record mode, and then there's another performance mode that will actually record until it either goes a full cycle of 64 or you get a measure input. So in this case, you could, if you just wanted to pull 4 beats from another module, you could just flip it into the performance record. It would record that set of 4 beats, and then it would stop recording. So you can actually essentially be composing on a more normal sequencer and then dumping into this and do randomization all on the fly. Exactly. So the next module we're going to look at is going to be Mimetic Secret, which is a very simple gate sequencer. It's just meant to be small and really performable. So he is here. I gotta hold on. I gotta switch back to you. Okay, so this allows you to control when and time 5 beats happen. So you usually want to beat on the first of your measure. So there's a switch. This is a little smaller to give that beat. And then the next 4 knobs control when and time the beat happens. So you can see me moving that to say there. You can move this guy to there.
Okay, so it gives you a really good visual feedback of what the rhythm is going to be.
Right. Yeah, and it's meant to be. I mean, there are plenty of like larger format sort of sequencers, but a lot of times you just want to be able to, on the fly, dial in a couple beats, and that's exactly what this is for. It comes with an expander where you can CV control all of the knobs, and you get separate outs for each gate. So it's actually really useful for running a slow cock and doing song structure, where you can actually get a gate out every 5 measures and every 3. You can set the structure down. That should be out. That'll be out this summer as well. It's essentially done.
And the Mimetic Secret, when will that be out?
Mimetic Secret is going to be out in February. They're actually built. We are just getting them calibrated and boxed right now. So.
What was the price on those?
I need to consult my sheet on that one. The Mimetic Secret will be $222, and the Mimetic Multium will be $111.
Okay. Excellent. So, is there anything more?
Yeah, we have more.
We have more. Okay, excellent.
We're not done yet. Let me mute this. Okay, so let's look at the Solem Overo. So this is a 4 HP strobo tuner for Eurorack. I can't tell you how many musicians I've talked to that complain about tuning in Eurorack. It's just difficult. Guitar tuners, you have to repatch them. Sometimes they're flaky. So this is just meant to be a pretty straightforward strobo tuner. You can patch 3 oscillators in. They patch through, so you don't need to do any repatching. The selector switch selects between the different inputs. So I'll just go ahead and tune this. So there's a coarse, oh, it's in tune. Oh, I'll detune it a little here, make it more fun. So there's a coarse and a fine. So this is telling me that it's sharp. All I need to do is turn it down. Once we're actually really close, then we use the strobo tuner. When it's stable, it's in tune. So you don't even need to listen to it. And it takes seconds to tune an oscillator. So it's great for live use. Hop up on the stage, make sure everything's in tune, start going.
Cool. So is there anything else?
Sorry, can't hear the organ.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. The organ just got stupidly loud. Yeah, so when
this one is, I'm not sure, it'll probably be later summer actually. We have to figure out when we're going to be able to build those. Just a couple more, we have the Integra Solem. It's a dual 8-step clock divider. There are 3 modes. There's divide by 2, the middle is just a sequence, and the right is divide by odd numbers. The knobs essentially just rotate the output, so it just shifts them down so you can get some control. Really straightforward, but a lot of fun. Surprising amount of fun, actually.
So can you do that rotation via CV?
Absolutely, yeah, you can. Yeah, there's, the 2 sides are independent, but all the inputs are normaled between them, so if you send one clock in, they both go together. You can do both reset individually or together, and then CV control both knobs.
So moving on.
Okay, next one is the bin seek. So this is another very simple gate sequencer. So it's 8 steps. You give it a clock. There's a reset in as well. There's also a manual input and manual reset switches. But it's pretty straightforward. Let's turn the volume on here. You hit the switch and it outputs a gate at that point in time. This is driving the tonics right now, so it's going to transition between triads as it gets gates. And that's pretty much it. It's super simple, but it's still, I've never seen that small of a gate sequencer, and it's something that I just personally have wanted. So,
excellent. So, have we got any more stuff? There seems to be so much.
There is one more. It's probably not going to come out for quite a while yet, but it's fun enough that I brought it to show people. So we can show you the Perpetual Editor. So. This is the Perpetual Editor. It is, I call it a performance sequencer. So it's a sequencer that's meant for performing. Hold on, let me just get rid of this pattern entirely. Okay. So it focuses on like very fast ways to interact with the pattern. It of course saves the flash, and you can do full complicated sequences with it. But the focus is on interaction. So let's just put some very simple pattern in. There are switch mutes for each channel. Oh, let's go to the, yeah. The basic interface specs, there's 4 channels, and each channel is a gate, a pitch, and 3 CVs. It's another thing I find lacking in a lot of sequencers out there is just CV control. So the gate programming is really simple. You can just punch in notes, good to go. There's also a full MIDI implementation. You can both control things with MIDI and also control MIDI things with it. So I have over here a Volclo. It's kind of buried, but we'll turn it on and sequence something. So one of the ways of doing fast edits on the fly is the CV edit mode, where you basically type in the CVs you want and it will just map that onto the rhythm. So we'll type a melody in here. Oh, if I go to the right place. So when you're in CV edit mode and you're editing the pitch output, the notes basically become a keyboard and you just type the notes you want in. And so it just, we'll then take those and put them on the gates. There's also the functionality, the numeric repetitor and the Integra funkitis are built in the way that they produce variation. So we can very easily make rhythmic variations. So we'll do it on the kick, just with a tap of button. And that works on all the patterns, so we can do that on this guy too. And you can actually do multi-edits, so you can very easily do things like that. The Integra funkitis functionality works the exact same way. And I think that's the core feature set we're showing. So this is still a work in progress, but I'm having enough fun with it that I decided to bring it and show people and see what they think of it. So,
excellent. Well, thanks very much for taking the time.
Excellent. Thanks for stopping by.